man. You know, we back in the building. We in here. You're listening to All Burgundy and Go Everything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM, Hopewell, Virginia. I'm Wole, and I'm joined by my guys, George and Glenn. What's going on, fellas?
Hey, I'm just happy to be back in the building. Missed last week, but I'm back. That's all I'm saying. I'm back. Happy to be in the building.
Well, we're glad to have you back, Glenn. George, what's going on, buddy?
I'm feeling good. It's college basketball season. We're getting into the last 10 before the conference tournament. So this is when your team's got to play well if you want to get in.
It's all about look, this is the most exciting time in college basketball. Like March, where everybody know. If folks who know me, I may miss a majority of college basketball during the season, but March Madness is my thing. Like in terms of purity of basketball, I know it's not a basketball show, but the purity of basketball, March Madness is my thing.
My All-Star Saturday night this weekend. I can't wait. My favorite All-Star event of the year. I love it.
I love it. Hey, what's up, Paul? What's going on, my guy?
Oh,
what is
what's up,
good?
Paul? What's up?
What is good, Paul? Always glad to have you pull up, Paul. You know you're the homie. You definitely the homie. Before we get into the actual topic for the day, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Gold Everything. Also, tweet us at ABG_everything and hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_everything. Also, make sure you subscribe to our All Burgundy and Go Everything YouTube channel. I'm sure most of you all are, but if you're not, subscribe and also just hit that like button for this video. It does well for the algorithm. If you're feeling real generous, hit us up with a super chat on YouTube, and we'll definitely prioritize your comment. We're also streaming live on the Urban Sports Scene X handle. Anyway, it's time for the pregame. Here's what we have on tap. We'll debate whether we think Washington could have beaten the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That's Super Bowl 59, where the Philadelphia Eagles dominated the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22. The Chiefs did not look good throughout that game from the start, off the rip. They looked shook off the rip. George already predicted. George one-on-one talked about how he thought the Eagles would beat the Chiefs. I think George, you had like 35-24.
I had 35-24.
Yeah, George had, yeah. So I'm gonna start with you. George. Do you feel like if Washington played the Chiefs, would they have beaten the Chiefs?
I mean, it would have had to have been a shootout. Because let's get something straight right now. There is not a chance on God's good earth that the Washington defense could have heated up Patrick Mahomes like Philadelphia did. Wasn't happening. No chance. No way. So then the question becomes, would they have been able to stop the Chiefs running? Because, I mean, the amazing thing about that game to me is that the Chiefs barely tried to run the football. Like, they did not even try to do it. And we all know what Washington's problem was this year, was stopping the run. So for me, let's be honest, it would have had to have been, did Jaden get the ball with 2 minutes to go and we're down 4, 5, or 6, and did he take us down there and win the game and make a legend of himself right then and there? To be perfectly honest, though, I don't think we would have won, because that Chiefs defense is good enough that it would have got enough stops to beat us. That's kind of where I come down on that. That's a really good defense. I know it didn't look like it against Philadelphia, but credit Philadelphia. They did stop Saquon Barkley for what that is worth at this point. Yeah, I can't see us beating Patrick Mahomes with the defense we've got. Sorry. He ain't Jared Goff.
Glenn, this was your topic, and so I thought when you brought it up, I thought it was an excellent topic. So I'm gonna go and pose a question to you, bro. Like, what do you think?
I think it would. I agree with kind of with George a little bit, right? It would have been a shootout, right? But I do think Washington could have rattled Patrick and Mahomes just enough, right? Just enough, because the timing probably not so. It would have been a shootout, but timed him just enough where he would have made some mistakes, right? Some of those mistakes he made wasn't there because he was rattled. It's just that it seemed like he had an off night, right? He was really off. Wasn't some radical. Even when he rolled out, he couldn't get some reads. And I think defensively they could have made Patrick Mahomes look at some things that were not what he wanted to look at. if we're really honest, that offense has struggled all year long.
That's the point.
That offense has struggled all year long, and it wasn't just in a big game, right? They have won games because of I don't want to say luck, but some good things have gone their way.
Yeah.
Late in games, right? The first Denver game, they were losing to Denver in a blocked field goal, right? So that's one of the things I think they won a couple games late because of Patrick Mahomes. The Cincinnati game, the penalty, right? Late in the Cincinnati game, which caused them to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. So certain things have gone their way to give them the upper hand that they needed. And we know Washington, a lot of things gone Washington way this year, right? In close football games. We just wanted them to keep. I thought it would be close. It wasn't going to be a 40-22 blowout, but I would have looking at it. It would have been a very competitive game where Jaden Daniels on a big scale, on a big stage, coming into that game. It would have been good to see, right? It would have been good to see. And I think Washington might have just pulled it out, all right? Because of the heroics and that we've seen all year long and the offense that Washington had. I mean, this team was averaging 30 some points a game. And, and let's
22.
Kansas City 22 was it was a late 22. it was 22 that came when
it was garbage time 22.
It was garbage time 22. It was 22
0 points with 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
Exactly.
Right. And by the time they got to 22, Gatorade baths had already happened. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So again, I think Washington would have made it competitive, and I think Washington could have pulled this bad boy out just because offensively they was there. And not to mention defensively, Jonathan Allen had another week to rest, right? Mm-hmm. You had another week for Deron Payne might have been back, could have been back, right, for the Super Bowl. And not to mention my man Marshawn Lattimore would have been healthy with an extra week as well. So it could have been a different game if Washington had played. If Washington played Kansas City, we might be getting ready to go to a celebration party in the snow up in DC.
So I would say, I totally agree with Glenn. I feel like, I don't think it'd be a close game. It wouldn't be like a blowout. So I know that I'm not going to say it'd be a blowout, but I felt like when we saw in the Super Bowl, Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs offense has been pretty consistent. Just the issue is that you were playing against a great defensive team in the Philadelphia Eagles, but he struggled. You know what I mean? He struggled throughout the year. We didn't see MVP Pat Mahomes all year round. We didn't see him in the postseason for real. We didn't see him in the regular season. We just went with the aura of Pat Mahomes. That's what we did. We went with the aura of Patrick Mahomes rather than his actual play this season, right? So I do feel like I'm gonna take the Commanders put up 30 in the regular season and then 20-something points, and they turned the ball over a lot against the Eagles, right? And to me, that defense is better than the Chiefs' defense. So now you're telling me a struggling Pat Mahomes, this Kansas City offense, who hasn't been a dominant offense, you're telling me this offense, the Commanders' offense, who can put up 30, 20 against most teams in the NFL, they'll be shut down by the Chiefs. The Chiefs' defense ain't as good as the Eagles' defense. So Washington can still score on the Chiefs' defense. I'm not looking at any defense that Washington can't score on. So now you're telling me that Pat Mahomes and that offense have to be a 30-plus offensive team, and to Glenn's point, they haven't really been that all year. And they played bad defenses. They have played bad defenses this season. They played that Bengals team. How much did they score against that Bengals team? That Bengals defense is worse than our defense. So I'm just saying, that team isn't that offense hasn't been clicking all year. Yeah, because I'm the same person. Like George, you went with the Eagles, right? But you put in their defense. But I guarantee if Pat Mahomes, would you go with the Eagles? If Pat Mahomes is playing really, really good football, would the game have been closer to you? Because he hasn't.
it would have been closer. Yes,
yeah, right.
It wasn't just the Eagles' defense.
Yeah,
it's the fact that historically in the NFL, you stop a dynasty, NFC East stops a dynasty.
Yeah,
49ers, Bills, Patriots, the Chiefs.
But if
in my lifetime,
but if Pat Mahomes is playing at MVP level, it would have made your decision harder, right?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
But you went off of that. Correct. You were more confident knowing how they've been playing ball the whole year, right? Kansas City.
I was more confident in. Yes, I was more confident in Philadelphia. Yes, yes, I was.
Because
but I will say that Chiefs defense is pretty darn good.
No,
I mean,
not
they
as bad.
that team.
No, I'm not. And to be honest with you, again, it wasn't like the defense was horrible against the Eagles. They got a pick six. That was Pat Mahomes' fault.
Yep.
2 turn. So like the offense contributed to the Eagles scoring a lot of points.
Yes, it did.
You know what I'm saying? So my point is like Pat Mahomes wasn't great, or wasn't Pat Mahomes that we are accustomed of seeing this whole season. So going back to Washington, the reason why I think Washington could have beaten this team, I felt like consistently this offense has been who they are throughout the season. That hasn't changed. They played the Eagles defense. They played some of the better defenses and still been able to score. They played the Ravens defense was a defense. They can score. Washington can, you put them up, they can score. The only time they struggle is when you've been on here saying it, is when Jay Dance was hurt, right? That's the only time they struggle. Truth be told, on like scoring the football against the Steelers have a good defense. How much they put on the Steelers? They score. That's so the Kansas City Chiefs. They do have a good defense, but that's not a problem for Jaden Daniels. So my thing about this team is more like this game. When I look at the Chiefs, I'm kind of like I was sitting back and looking like, damn, I wish we had gotten to the Super Bowl. Like if we have gotten to the Super Bowl, this was truly winnable.
We failed America.
Yeah,
America did not want this matchup, and the Bills and the Commanders failed. The Bills really failed America because they actually had a chance to win. Unfortunately, we pretty much didn't have a chance to win by the time the fourth quarter got going. I hate to say it, but we both failed America. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Jeremy said Wole is right about the Chiefs' poor offense helped the Eagles. Chiefs slow Barkley. They did that defense did well against Barkley. Slow Barkley way down, but their turnovers allow Hurts to be a great. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like it just allowed it changed everything. But hold on, what does Carl say? Once they got momentum, it was over.
I mean, they could. Jalen. I mean, I don't know how many stats he registered, but Jalen Carter, they could not block him. It was not happening.
Who, us?
No,
I'm talking about.
Nobody could block him. He's too good. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's too good. Like the NFL messed up by like not drafting him early. But go ahead, Glenn. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, man.
Look,
I wish there was a sponsor, but they're not a sponsor of the program. I did a little AI stuff. Whatifsports.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatifsports.com. You can go ahead and simulate the games in here. So I put the Washington Commanders 2014 and the Kansas City Chiefs team that's in the game.
Mm-hmm.
A Kansas City Chiefs game, and then I made everything exactly the same, right? And it has Washington actually winning the game 24-14.
I'm not
right.
I'm not,
and actually, the simulation actually has Washington winning the game 24-14. Has Brian Robinson scored a 5-yard touchdown. Has Austin Eckler actually being the player of the game.
That's ridiculous. He would not be the player of the game. That'd be Jaden Daniels.
That's because of touchdowns. Because of touchdowns.
Hey, that'd be JD5.
Because of JD5 because of touchdown, but it had JD5 coming out here. It is what it is. That JD5 coming out 15 completion, 15 for 20 for 211, 1 touchdown. Had Terry having 4 receptions for 72 yards. Had Zach Ertz coming with 5 receptions for 52 yards. Also Eckler 2 for 28. Hey, I'm just throwing it out there. AI and automation would have thought Washington Commanders would have won the game 24-14.
I like being right, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go against AI this one time. But like Jaden's getting more than 211 yards passing, and Jaden is getting more than 1 touchdown. And Jaden is going to be the Super Bowl MVP. Like that is a fact. Like it won't be Austin Eckler. I feel pretty confident with saying that.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that probably will be. When I saw who the player of the game would be, I'm like, I'm not 100% sure on that. But I'll take this. I take the simulation with the Washington Commanders.
This is a good one too. But like I said, Eagles kept winning because of the turnover margin aided their strength. Yeah, it did. It did. I mean, I agree, and it showed against us too.
I mean, it's why I'm so mad Jalen Hurts got the MVP because it had to go to it had to go to an Eagles defensive player. That was the story of the game.
Bro, like, all right, so
George, I didn't like that either, too. I thought it was a defensive player.
Oh, it's the same, but go ahead.
The whole defense, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't have the MVP could be more than one player.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, they had to. I wanted him to give it to a defensive lineman because if I could have, I would have given it to the entire defensive line because there's 2 All-Pros on that Chiefs offensive line, and they kicked their butt I mean, that's a good offensive line, and they destroyed them. Even Washington didn't do that bad against that defensive line. Jeez.
I agree. That's a whole different thing. But this always happens. Like I think Russell Wilson get MVP, Super Bowl MVP, and I guess the Broncos.
I don't think so.
I
but
think he
Brady
did.
got 2 MVPs. He should have never got. That should have went to defensive players.
Yeah, if he didn't, I could be wrong. I thought he did because I felt like because I've seen it before. Like that's my thing. Like
I thought it.
Who got it?
Now I'm going to look this up because I thought the year they beat the snot out of the Broncos.
I thought he got it. I thought he got it. I could be wrong. I thought he got it, but that was more defense. They couldn't choose what defensive player to give it to because I know a defensive player didn't. I don't think a defensive player got it, and they deserved it. Like they all deserved it because they were killing Peyton Manning. I could be wrong though. But it goes to what you're talking about. Like it could have been. It could have went to DeJean. Could have been to.
It was a defensive player. I just Googled it.
It was
Malcolm Smith, a linebacker, got Super Bowl MVP for the Seahawks.
Really? Okay, that's cool. All right. Okay.
I just wish I would have given it to Josh Sweat. But I really wanted to see one of the defensive linemen get it because they were amazing.
Smith was good. They were all good.
Milton Williams, jeez,
they were all good. But back to it, so I feel like just watching that game, I was like when Glen sent that text to us, I was already thinking it, but when he sent it, I was like, yeah. I felt like, damn, we haven't gotten past Philly. Like that was a chance. Because at first I would never have thought all right, we just get to the bowl. We can probably gonna lose to whoever. But after because I'm thinking about the aura of Pat Mahomes. That's where I'm at. It's the aura of Pat Mahomes. You can't really bet against Pat Mahomes. But this season, he hasn't been good this season. I'm like, damn, we played against that team. Because even the first play of the game without real super pressure, he had Kelsey open and he threw it low. And then Kelsey dropped and Kelsey had a drop. He just wasn't sharp. He wasn't Pat Mahomes sharp. You know what I mean? Even the play when he rolled out and he avoided pressure and then he got to the sideline and to me he just threw it up for grabs. I thought I was like, yo, you playing like a rookie. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. You playing like a rookie. Jayden looked more calm than him.
He did.
Jayden looked more calm than him.
But go back to y'all. Go back to the MVP, and I looked it up. Jalen Hurts got 12 out of the 20 votes for MVP. He got 12 out of 20. Cooper DeJean actually was second.
He should have been. Yeah, he's a pick six.
No, excuse me. Josh Sweat was second. Sorry, Cooper DeJean.
How many sacks did he have?
Josh Sweat had 2.5 sacks.
Oh, yeah,
2.5 sacks. Josh ended up with 4.5 votes, and then Cooper DeJean ended up with 3.5, and then the rest of them went to Montez Sweat.
This also shows you that the real MVP of the league was Saquon Barkley. Yeah, I know he didn't have a great game in the Super Bowl, but he got him to the Super Bowl. I'm going to be I'm going to be madder about that than what happened in the Super Bowl with the MVP. Honestly, it grinds my gears that Saquon Barkley could have a season like that and carry a team into the Super Bowl, into playoffs, and
I think they were looking
Josh Allen's the MVP. Sure, okay.
They were looking at good Saquon. He just didn't get a big run.
I agree.
He just didn't get a big run.
Carlson, I don't think they properly get game plan for the Eagles. Yeah, that too. I don't think so.
Where was the max protection? Yeah. They weren't doing that much, were they? Having one or two guys keeping everybody else in.
They shut Barkley down, and it's like
they did. He didn't even have 100 total.
I'm gonna be real. What I didn't like is they came and the game plan was wild. They came in that thing just straight throwing. That's all they did. They
did not even try to run.
They did not even try to run initially, and then when they did try to run, I felt like the game was already over. What are you doing?
And that's the other thing. But they wouldn't have had that game plan against Washington.
Exactly.
They would not have done that against Washington. They'd have come out running the football.
They're going to try to run the football because Washington run defense sucked.
Yeah. But again, I do think Andy Reid is more pass. He's a pass-happy dude, though. At the end of the day, he's still a pass-happy dude.
It's not as if we haven't had Andy Reid coaching disasters. And we've had lots of them in the playoffs.
Yeah. And the matchup, even though I trashed this team's run defense, the matchup in terms of it's not like it's not like the Chiefs have a premier running back because Pacheco don't even play like he used to right now for some strange reason, and Hunt ain't the same Hunt. Hunt ain't the same Hunt. So I would say like what we're normally concerned with wouldn't be an issue in that game. That's why I'm like when Glenn brings up, I'm like, you know what? Ideally, we do match up better against the Chiefs, and it's not like their receivers aren't now they're fast, but they're not on the level of the other receivers that we've seen that really can scare you.
Not on Philadelphia's level.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the only person that you would say the fear was all about Mahomes. But again, it goes back to the same thing. Mahomes hasn't been Mahomes this year to a point where he even addressed it towards there. Like, I got to go back in the lab and get better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, Mahomes was nervous to play in front of Shut up. Shut up. Jeremy. I thought it was a serious comment.
You know what? You know what I would say to Patrick Mahomes?
Santi, I agree.
Getting back in the lab is fine. You need more talent around you, young man, because they don't have enough talent on the offense, the Chiefs, right now. They have cut to the bone because they wanted to pay their defense, which is fine. Yeah. But I think we sort of saw like, okay, how much can you get away with kind of mid talent as a quarterback? We saw it with Brady that there was a point where even he couldn't overcome it. I think we've seen where Mahomes can't overcome it. I don't know Brady. I don't know about Brady. I want to give Brady credit.
He did a lot of
credit. I think Brady. Remember that title game against the Colts when his receivers literally couldn't catch a pass?
I think Brady plays better when he doesn't have that much talent around him.
Yeah,
I can make the argument.
I'm not gonna agree with that.
If he wins this chance, like his most talented team was when he had Randy. That's his most talented team.
Yeah, and they should have won the Super Bowl.
But they didn't.
Sonny Samuel dropped that interception.
Yeah, I agree, but they didn't. All the other teams won. Yeah. And then he had stints in the season. They tried to get Ocho, and when they try to do all this other stuff. All he needed,
Ocho said it. He said, man, I knew I wasn't getting the ball on that team when they had Wes Walker, they had Aaron Hernandez, they had Gronkowski.
He likes tight ends. That's what this thing is. You give him you give him tight ends.
But remember that damn title game against the Colts, and his receivers literally did nothing but drop the ball for 4 hours.
Hey, I want to put this put this up. Hey, they appreciate you, Joe. Joe, appreciate
Thank you, Joe.
Just let me know, but I think you guys do match up with the Chiefs.
Appreciate you, Joe.
I think the Chiefs were a better matchup. I just think they were.
Listen, we all wanted the Chiefs before we lost.
Yeah.
Like if Washington had won, we would have all been cheering for the Chiefs to beat the Bills. Yeah. Let's get that straight right now. Mm-hmm. I told people all week, I said, if Washington wins, I'm absolutely cheering for the Chiefs because I want us to stop the 3-P.
Yes.
And I felt like we could. And I felt like that we had a chance.
And if we don't turn the ball, let's give credit to where it's due. Philadelphia Eagles caused turnovers throughout the whole playoffs, right? I think we mentioned it earlier.
Yes.
They called every team they played in the playoffs, they made them turn the ball over. That defense.
That's right.
Defense wins championships. I'm a firm believer. I think I've told somebody, we would have talked about it with somebody else. If Washington doesn't turn the ball over against the game of the Philadelphia Eagles, that's a totally different football game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And let's remember, the first 2 weeks of the playoffs, the Eagles' offense, except for Barkley, was crap. Barkley was the only thing they had going the first 2 weeks of the playoffs.
I mean, they really haven't – like, to Glenn's point, they really weren't even – I guess it was just the turnovers. They weren't really – like, other than Barkley. They really weren't scaring anything. I ain't gonna lie to you. Them turnovers
played one of his better games, but the turnovers helped.
You got Cooper DeJean running a pick six.
The turnovers. Look, I'm telling you, when you have a short field, there's nothing. Look, you better put up easy work. I'm not gonna lie.
Easy work. It's easy work.
Look, who do we play? What was their backup quarterback? Pickett. We gave him work. We gave him because we made life easy for him. You turn the football over. I'm sorry, yes, your stat line is good, but it's not like you're driving the length of the field getting these touchdowns. Like even the Super Bowl, real talk. A lot of that stuff was advantageous stuff. The referees with a dumb call on the
hands of the face call
to prolong a drive. That was third down. The late all that stuff, like an interception with a short field. Most of the stuff you really want to keep it a bean. His touchdowns weren't the length, like driving the length of the field. They weren't like that. So they weren't like that. So I'm just saying, like, but their defense helped. And but that's why football's a team game. That's what I always say. That's why it's a team game.
I want to give you a Paul, man. I think JD5 would have had a great running game.
Me too. Because Mahomes couldn't. Yeah, I agree.
Against Kansas City,
they didn't spy him.
Because he had 72 yards. He wasn't at 72 yards rushing. You think Mahomes? If Jalen Hurts had 72 yards rushing, what do you think JD5 going to do?
JD5 got probably.
But they're going to spy. But here's the difference.
You think spy?
They got two receivers and a tight end to worry about. They can't spy Jalen Hurts. They could have spied Watson because you only got McLaurin and Hurts to worry about.
That sounds good, George. I'm be real. That sounds good, right?
No, hold on. You forgot De'Ami Brown. De'Ami was coming. I'm sorry.
No. But that too. But I'm being real. It sounds good. But you know what? Sometimes there's something you could try to spy for whatever you want. I'm faster than you. Like Michael Vick. How many spies do you think Michael Vick got in his career?
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But that's now you're comparing Jaden Daniels running the building to Michael Vick, and I feel like lightning's going to strike you in about a minute for doing that.
It could. I'm just saying, George. Right. I'm just saying, like sometimes when you
Jackson, how many spies do you think Lamar Jackson?
Yeah. Sometimes when you that guy, you could try to spy. Like, all right, forget that. Forget about Michael Vick. How many times you think JD5 has spied this whole year? It ain't work.
That's a fair point.
It ain't. I know the Eagles try to spy him. I feel like he was still able to find lanes. You can try.
Hey, Santiago, I agree, man. I feel kind of. I think I might have told Birch this. We coached together. Yeah. I think Washington missed the opportunity to win a Super Bowl this year.
That's what I'm feeling like.
I feel in my spirit that I think Washington missed the opportunity.
You're going to drive yourself crazy saying that.
I kind of do.
I know I am, but yeah.
It goes to my question. So I'm gonna ask this question. I'm just like thanks, Glenn, because I'm job pissed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm job annoyed because I'm hurt. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. It's like when you look at I would rather the game be close than I would feel better. But just seeing that performance, I'm like, damn, we played this team. We could have beat the Chiefs. Like, I'm not saying we would have beat the Chiefs. This is difference. Could have, literally, we would be in that game. We would be in that game. And I would feel good to say, if we played that Chiefs team, like what we saw on Sunday, I'm pretty confident to say we beat that Chiefs team. And it's like, damn, we had all that in year one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And we could have got by the Eagles. Could have had all that in year one.
Hey, Jeremy, no nightmares here. What I'm looking at is like, dang, we can combine hurry up? Can training camp? Can a draft hurry up? Can we get to football? Can we get to football season already? Can we get to next year already?
I mean, look,
you don't feel that way, George. Like real talk.
I'll tell you why I don't. Because it isn't like we lost close with Philadelphia. They took us out behind the woodshed, and they picked the worst switch. They picked the worst branch off the tree and beat us with it. We didn't get to pick. We didn't even have to pick our switch. They picked it for us. And look, it's terrible what happened. But Lake Lewis was on your show, and as usual, he was brilliant. And when he said this, he was at his most brilliant. The best thing about that happening is that you don't have any illusions about what needs to be done to get better.
I mean,
and that's we if they had lost, I mean, look, if they had lost to the Eagles like 27-23, it would have made me physically sick watching that Super Bowl. I would not have gone out as I did because I would have been like, I can't. It would have made me physically ill to watch that.
Oh, we did help him, Paul. You're right. We did help him.
We helped him.
And we did help Paul, and that's absolutely right. But the point is, it was incredible what they did in year one. And if you allow yourself to say that, it's like, oh, God, all we had to do was win. We didn't lose close to Philadelphia. They just slapped us around in the second half from one end of the city to the other. And we weren't good enough. The quarterback was good enough. The guy, the number 5, was good enough. Everybody else on the roster wasn't. And knowing that, Adam Peters has got a job on his hands.
Hey, Terry, you got to throw Terry in there. Don't throw shade to Terry. Don't throw shade to Terry. Say Terry was good enough too. Don't do that.
Terry was okay.
JD5
and Terry.
No, we're not doing that.
And everybody else
In my tribal chief, if you go, you can't be like throwing shade at everybody else. You got to be real careful.
Our tribal chief was about to get a touchdown awarded against him for
I'm just saying, don't throw. You can't always acknowledge him as my tribal chief and don't acknowledge him now, George. That's messed up. You gotta acknowledge him, George. We're not acknowledging him anymore, George. That's we
acknowledge him, but not for that game. not for that championship game. We only acknowledge Terry and JD. And JD5 for that championship game, because
Ertz was good too. Ertz was definitely.
If we turn around, Philadelphia just ran another one in for a touchdown on us. There was that dadgum many.
Hey,
7 dadgum Russian touchdowns.
That's right there.
And you know what, Rochelle? That's a great point. That is a great point. That's
right
true.
there, George.
Who's
no?
Point?
And Rochelle's right.
Yeah.
And again, if we'd have lost by one score to Philadelphia.
Agreed.
It would have been the most miserable 2 weeks imaginable. Then the game would have happened, and it would be even worse. But we got beat bad. And like it or not, that's the best team. And that's the team. Everything we do in this offseason is through the prism of how are we going to beat the Eagles in December or January, because that's what this is going to come down to next year.
I'm going to go with my Glen, because Glen's like, he feel like I feel. George, you don't feel like I feel. Hey, Glen. You annoyed, right? Like that aren't you annoyed?
I was a little annoyed because I really thought Washington could beat Philly. We don't turn the ball over, and I think I told you again. If you look at it, if Washington was driving down the field, Washington actually had the momentum of the Philadelphia game.
Yeah,
right?
That one before.
Right. So it's 12-14. Washington's getting the ball back, right? Washington getting the ball back, and they fumble. McNichols fumbles. Well, then Washington still scored with 36 seconds left a field goal. So with that 144, I'm just going to, because Philly hadn't stopped them. We ain't see Tressway. I'm just assuming that Washington was going to score down and go down the field and score a touchdown on 144. Now, using most of the clock, Washington goes into halftime with the lead and gets the ball back at the end of the half. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and get the ball back. So now they got a 2-for-1 deal if you don't turn the ball over. I'm just saying it could have been a totally different way.
Okay, Joe.
All right.
Okay, Joe. I ain't gonna say all that, Joe. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna say all that. Joe, Joe, I got love for you, Joe, because I ain't gonna say all that. And you know I can't stand me Eagle fan nowadays. But yeah, we ain't better than the Eagles.
Hey, no turnovers. We are. And no turnovers that game is a different ball game.
But therein lies the other problem. The Eagles were about the only dadgum team we turned the ball over against this year.
No, they were. George,
we
had
9 turnovers against them, and we only had like 13 for the whole season, or 14.
It's something they're doing. It's something they're doing. It is a truth.
I mean, that's insane.
You want to know what they're doing? They're punking us. I ain't be honest. They're punking us.
That too. That's true. That's a fact.
The fact that they're punking us. The Philadelphia Eagles are punking the Washington Commanders when it gets there.
That's a fact.
And the players, whatever, they punch the ball. They just punking some players, and it's what it is. They got what is it? I got mind control over Debo, right?
They got that's facts.
And that's what, and that's why I'm not upset, and I understand. I'm just, I always when I sit there, I can't live in that neither, Jeremy. But I'm just it's something that made me think about when I was watching the game. Like, hey, Washington had an opportunity, and Washington could have, but I'm really excited about next year. It made me more excited about what was going to happen at the combine. It was going, like I said, Senior Bowl was going to happen in the next couple of weeks. The moves that Washington's going to make, as we talked about last week with Garrett, right? It just made me excited. Like, who wants to come to Washington and we got all this money? Hey, let the bidding war begin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to it just still annoys me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still not like I need to get over it and come that's watching that Super Bowl. I was sitting back. I was like, damn. Like, if we could have just got in, like this would be I would be dealing with a parade right now. I would be skipping work, you know what I'm saying, for a parade. Yeah, I would be fried. I'd be drunk. I won't lie. A lot of things that would be happening right now. You know what I'm saying? But I'd be walking drunk. I mean driving. I'd be catching the metro. And I would just be around. And I would be just feeling the vibes. I would be partying with everybody.
Hey, They would be talking about
Jeremy, let it go. I don't know, Jeremy. I don't know if I can let it go. It hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. It hurt.
They would be talking about something else.
Kansas City made it hurt. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I blame Kansas City. I don't even blame the Eagles. I blame Kansas City. They made it hurt. Because I was thinking, like, damn, you were good prey. Like, you were really good prey. Like, you were really like, dang. Like, we really could have, like, usually you think to yourself, like, you get, like, because true, like, real talk, Buffalo, I ain't really like that Buffalo matchup. Like, I know folks are saying that's what the league wanted. I ain't want that matchup. Because I ain't think it was a good match. That didn't vibe with what I wanted. I felt like
Cook would have been a problem.
Yeah, because they would have ran the football too. Like, they could have ran the football. So there's a lot Buffalo could do to us. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. So I was like, Buffalo's too versatile. Like, I ain't want Buffalo. I was like, but damn, watching that Kansas City team win, I was like that Kansas City team, I was like, damn, Pat Mahomes, he ain't accurate. D-Hop ain't himself, and they got to rely on him. They rely on Juju and Ricky. I was like, damn, you know what?
Oh no, that rookie can blew the top off.
Yeah, he blew but he's not consistent.
Yeah,
I like
the game was over at that point.
Yeah, I like the game was over again, right, George? They were like now they were just like
all garbage time.
Yeah.
Hey, so here's the thing though. You know what I really thought about too?
Yeah.
Like, dang, Jahan Dotson got lucky out of this one.
We got Super played well. I mean, he got like one pass. We had 2 passes.
But he got Super Bowl ring.
I mean,
good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Look, I know he's blown.
I'm glad y'all could think of that. Because you know what I was thinking of the whole time?
What are you thinking?
All these damn Eagles fans I'm friends with, and all the BS I'm going to have to put up with on Facebook and Twitter and videos of them celebrating. And this one lady, she's got this doggone fan that says "Go Eagles" when you spin it, and she's got her Eagles. She's got her Hurts jersey on. She's dancing around. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm gonna have to put up with these Eagles fans for the next 9 damn months talking this mess.
Yeah.
That's the part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad y'all can think of the other stuff. I have
Deluxe,
to deal with
Deluxe.
these people.
I agree. See, this is why Deluxe. This is why I was thinking the same. That's Deluxe. That's why I'm mad. I was like, it was like God told me. He was like, here is it. This is the best. This is a good opportunity for you guys to go win the Super Bowl. God was like, here, it's on the plate for you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's here. And I felt like Charlie Brown, you know what I'm saying, and Lucy, like they just took the football and then I fell on my face. You know what I'm saying? Because the Eagles,
the Bills, the Bills don't have it up here to do it, and their coach stinks.
Well, I'm just saying, like for us, you know what I'm saying.
But they could have kicked our butt. Yes,
they would have.
They were a bad matchup for us.
They were bad. They were a bad matchup.
Too.
They were just too much. They were too multi-dimensional. You got Josh Allen, and then you got the running. And you got the running game. Their running game.
Is both of them teams see the Chiefs in the playoffs, and it's like seeing Candyman.
That's the problem. They got mind. See, they got mind control.
I really believe the Ravens would have beat the Chiefs this year.
I think the Ravens would have this year, though. I
really believe the Ravens would have.
I thought the Ravens. But I will say this though. I will say this though, to be real with you, not to. This, I mean, obviously this is the Commander show, but I'll say this before we go back to the Commanders. I think what happened in the Super Bowl gives the Ravens, and the Bills. It takes that. It kills that Chiefs aura a little bit more about Pat Mahomes. I think it kills the aura. Like what they saw, I think the fear subsides a little bit now. Because what you saw, you're confident.
January.
What you saw, nah, it ain't close. The Ravens still are like, nah, I ain't close. The way Lamar playing, it ain't close. It ain't close.
They still got Derrick Henry next year.
Yeah, they still got Derrick Henry and Lamar next year. They still got it.
That Kansas City window's closing.
I think I agree. I think Kansas City's window's closing. I do think so.
I think the Chiefs are going to make some big moves either in free agency or the draft to get some help for Mahomes on that side of the ball.
They need They need to. But I don't know. Like, he got to play better, bro. He got to play better.
You know he does, but
he got to play better. That's just
if I know the Chiefs like I think they do, I think if that Gene T drops down far enough, I think the Chiefs will move up and get him.
Oh.
That's fine, Grant, but it's a fun exercise for us.
No, don't say exercise. No, we would have. No. It's not absurd. It's not absurd. Like we beat the Lions. Like, are the Lions better than the Chiefs? Yes, to me. Well, were they playing just as good as the Chiefs? Yes. Had the Chiefs played good football all year? If you want to break down the Chiefs, if you want to break down the Chiefs, Break down
Dang
the
Eagles
Chiefs.
fans.
No, I know, but I'm saying if you want to break down the Chiefs, break down the Chiefs. Go game by game how well the Chiefs play football. Game by game. Have they been dominant? No. So yeah, that's all. I think it's definitely in the realm of possibility, bro. But it's okay though, man. I appreciate you. I just want to let you know, like, break that every game. And you tell me that the Commanders couldn't beat the Chiefs. Okay. But the Ravens choked it away when they had their chance against the Bills. Gotta earn their chance to take down the Chiefs. Well, that's fair. That's definitely fair. Mahomes
I've
has
had
not
it with
been
the Ravens
Mahomes.
coaching staff, just like the Bills. I've had it with their coaching
Mahomes
staff.
has not been Mahomes in the Super Bowl as he has played in. Yep, I agree with that too. He hasn't been
Well, the one
spectacular.
against Tampa, he had a busted toe, and he shouldn't have been dropped back to pass 50-plus times in that game. But that's another story.
Yeah, and he always starts
that's
slow.
an Andy Reid disaster, that one.
He always starts slow, but still, to his point though, he hasn't been. I get what he's saying. I get what Deluxe is saying. Like,
he's right.
He doesn't dominate a Super Bowl. He always has, like, he'll start slow. Then the second half, they got to come
make
back.
a bunch of plays in the fourth quarter.
Exactly. That's what it is. But comparing to guys like Brady, who's pretty much killed you throughout the game. When Brady got to be Brady, not manager Brady. I always trying to like decide the two. Yeah, you probably.
By the way, I in a weird way, there's something almost comforting about the fact that we are back.
All right, Brent. I'm with that. See, that's fair. But now, Brent, now we vibing. That's fair.
That's
fair.
Yeah, now we're on the same page. But there's something about the fact that when I was growing up, Washington you had to beat the division first. And if you beat the division, you were a really good chance to win the Super Bowl because the NFC East was where the power lies.
Mm-hmm.
And now we are back to that. I don't care about anybody else in the NFC.
Right.
Philadelphia and Washington, that's the power in the NFC right now. Those are the teams you got to go through. And the rest of them, until they show me anything, forget them. And I kind of like that because it's like, okay, this is our rival. And if we beat them, then we're going to be the champs. And I do believe that.
I mean, let me play devil's advocate, to be fair. Like, you're gauging it off this season, right?
In part, but
okay.
I'm also projecting the next year too.
Okay, all right. Would you say fairly that the Niners would have to deal with a lot of injury?
Yes, I can say that.
Yes, but the Niners are in a bad place with quarterback.
That's to your opinion. That's your opinion. But that quarterback, and how many Super Bowls have they been to with that quarterback? 2, right? Like the first one.
No,
he got hurt though. He got hurt. Got hurt. One.
Remember they lost the championship game to Philadelphia when he got hurt.
With sorry. But they've gotten to the NFC Championship, and the Super Bowl, right? With that quarterback.
That's correct.
The year that they didn't do anything was injuries, right? The year that they made the postseason was injuries, right? They're going to be around.
Yes.
They're going to be around. They're going to be a power.
They're not as good. In my opinion,
you're going off the team with injury. That's because of injury. You're going off injury. Like, that's not them at full. Like, at full tilt, they weren't the team that you saw. At full tilt, they're one of the better teams in football. In full tilt. So you got. If you're going to gauge it, if you're going to be fair, just all right, George. You're going to be fair. How is Washington with Jane Daniels hurt? If you're going to be fair,
that's fair.
All right. If we're going to be fair, that team, when they're healthy, they are a good team.
So who's the top 5 NFC team?
I'm not saying we can't beat them. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that you got to put them in the talk. Like the Lions, we don't know what we can assume. This is true. The Lions came into the playoffs hurt too as well, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we can assume, we're assuming because they lost 2 of their coaches, that should go downward. They should go downward. But we're assuming that. Right. But they still have the talent. And they'll be healthier, and they'll have their defensive dudes back for next season.
Mm-hmm.
So I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying that I think there's more teams to worry about than just the Eagles. That's all I'm saying. But we got to do our part though. Like, that's why this offseason is very important. Yeah. Because I think as constructed now, we're not gonna be a team to say that we're gonna beat. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Jeremy. So I agree with it. Like Jeremy agrees. Like the line, even the Packers may be better. Like I feel like there are teams on the cusp. I do think that Jordan Love be kind of like iffy. I ain't gonna hold you like but Jordan Love is that dude, but he's just not consistent enough for me at times.
He's definitely not consistent enough. That's
but
right.
I'm just saying, like, there are going to be more teams than just the Eagles. Like, I even think the Eagles benefited from what we saw, right? What we saw. So I'm just saying, like, Washington's going to have to do their part with what we talked about last week about what to do with the defensive ends or the defense period for us to say, all right, we're next in line. I think, the Rams are better. Like, the Rams aren't a bad team. You know what I'm saying?
See, they're not bad, but they always started to a slow start, and that's the
they
problem.
always do. But I'm saying, like, but it's not. They did they compete with the Eagles?
They did. But they lost that game because their coach stunk it up.
But but didn't they almost beat the Eagles?
Yeah,
they did.
They did.
What did we do against the Eagles? What did we do against the Eagles?
And we got stomped.
That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm just saying.
No,
like,
I know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so for us to say we're gonna be better than. We got to do our part. Pretty much, we got to do our part.
But that's Adam Peters, and I do think he'll do his part for us.
Agreed.
I think we have some big moves.
I do agree. Thank you, Graham. That was a good one. When you picked the Rams, I agree with that too, bro.
Yeah, I think we'll make some moving parts, and I think Washington will get the pieces that they need. We'll do a whole draft show later, and maybe a free agency. So when free agency opens up, but I think we know what Washington needs. Washington needs an edge rusher, right?
There you go, Paul.
Paul's consistent. Don't listen, but Paul's consistent. He'll say like more. He'll always say tune up when the team in a tune up. Paul consistent. I already know it. Look, Paul's my guy.
Oh my God. I hope they can find an edge rusher in the free market. We do need another. I hate to say this, use it this way. Need some more corners.
They do need some more corners. That's a fact.
Oh, absolutely. Don't hate to say it. It's truth.
It's true.
Yeah, you never have enough good ones.
Yeah. So Washington has some needs. So once you get those needs set, and you need some offensive linemen. I mean, I like what the offensive line did this year, but they need some more offensive linemen.
I agree with Deluxe, man. Average roster turnover in the NFL is 32%. That's why you have so many different teams in the playoffs every year. Exactly. So you don't know until free agency and the offseason and in the draft. Now the GMs now is when the GMs make their money. Agreed. Totally agree. Let's see. Can't wait. Yeah, me too, bro. I can't wait either. Can't wait, bro.
Yeah.
So that would be it at Northwest State.
Hey, Paul. Tell us,
my man Paul.
Yes, sir. I like that energy.
It's not that I want that. Don't get twisted. I don't want to act like I'm just being. I want that. Actually, truth be told, you know what? I do want this more than anything. It used to be like I want the Cowboys in this type of situation. I want them. I want the Eagles.
Oh no, we have to have a rematch. Yeah. We have to have a rematch.
But I'm just giving you the real. Like I'll be disrespectful if I don't give y'all. Oh, we all gotta be rah. We just gotta keep. I want to keep it a bean when I talk to you guys. Like let y'all know. Like it ain't just to me. It ain't going to just be the Eagles. They're going to be teams in the way. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be players who step up and become better football players. You know, in year whatever. Who's to say, Paul? You like Michael Penix? Who's to say Michael Penix doesn't become a better football player and make them a way better team? It ain't like Atlanta don't got talent. Like I'll be real. Right. It ain't like Atlanta don't got talent. So there are going to be teams out there who may be better.
Honestly, the one that worries me most is Tampa.
Why?
Because when they were healthy, they beat the Eagles and the Lions.
That's a good point too. They're not going to have
quarterback situation is pretty sweet. McMillan, if they lose Godwin, they got McMillan.
I think you see that's the problem. That's the problem right there. I think you're over Godwin like that, bro. They were blowing out teams with Godwin.
They were, but McMillan. I admittedly, I was a McMillan fantasy owner, but he was producing at the end of the year for.
But he wasn't Godwin. I saw McMillan was doing against us, and I was like, yeah, go drop those balls again, bro. That's where I live. I know McMillan. He ain't Godwin. He ain't Godwin. Godwin was a problem against us.
I'll put it to you this way: Washington's schedule next year is not cupcake. And I'm not saying the schedule this year was a cupcake.
I like this, man.
Right? But what I'm saying is they're gonna have to play. You can figure they gotta play the Detroit Lions. They gotta play the Kansas City Chiefs. They have to play the Green Bay Packers, right? They gotta play the Philadelphia Eagles twice. So you look at this team next year.
The Cowboys may be better. I know people hate to say that. They may be better.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
They gotta play Wole. They gotta play Wole's boy, Jim Harbaugh. They gotta play John Harbaugh.
They gotta play Jim.
They gotta play Chargers. Gotta play Chargers next year. So
I love Jim.
By the way, Paul said it in the chat.
We do.
Do y'all think we're gonna be the Eagles' opening night opponent? Because I would be kind of annoyed if that was the case. But
yeah, I believe so.
What do y'all think of
Nah,
that?
I don't think so. I don't think we Eagles first. I don't think so.
I
don't think so. You think? I don't think we will. You mean like Thursday night?
Yeah, he was saying September 4, which I think is the opening night, Thursday night. He was saying Washington's going to be Philadelphia's opponent. That would annoy me on a lot of levels.
It won't be us. I don't think it'll be us. Well, shoot.
I know we're definitely getting an international game
because of Jaden. Yes, if it was because of Jaden, it would be.
Well,
not because of the
not
team.
Just that rematch in the NFC title game.
That game wasn't competitive enough. That game wasn't competitive enough.
But it's still
those rematches.
The NFC is box office.
But no. See, George, like the only reason it'd be because of Jaden. It won't be because of the rematch. Because the rematch, if you look at all the rematch games that you're talking about, them games are competitive. If they're open tonight,
they might do a Super Bowl rematch.
Yeah, it could be a Super Bowl rematch. That wasn't competitive enough either.
That wasn't competitive.
I can still see him doing it though.
Hey, but you know what? Dang, it depends who's the most popular team. I guess what they call the Eagles' most popular team.
Look, the NFC East moves the needle. In prime time, the NFC East draws way better than everybody else. I'll just point that out.
Pat Mahomes is the face, so it's all about the face. That's why they start the games with the face.
Well, James Daniels might be the face of the NFL by the end of next year.
So the argument is who's the face? They're going to start with the face or the dude who's going to be the most TV watch dude. That's how they start the premise of it. You know what I mean? So it could. I ain't gonna lie to you though. Because of JD, I could see it be open tonight. I could.
Yeah,
I could.
I don't want it to be, but yeah, I could see it too.
I can see it. They don't need the pump. Yeah, they don't need. What did he say? They don't need to pump ratings with a matchup for opening. Yeah,
but Deluxe, you're right, but they don't just put anybody in that first.
They don't. It depends. Like it's got to be the matchup. Like for instance, the reason why the Ravens versus it's Lamar versus Patrick Mahomes, and that was a rematch, a competitive rematch again of the AFC Championship game. Competitive rematch.
True.
But it's the faces, though. It's the two faces. No knock on Jalen Hurts. He ain't going to be a face of the league. He just won't because he's just not as dynamic.
Saquon will be the face before Jalen Hurts.
Huh?
Saquon will be the face before Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. So it's the face. So and typically the quarterbacks. Let's keep it a bitch. Typically the quarterbacks.
You know, I'm put it this way: Jalen Hurts. Saquon is on the Madden cover now instead of JD5.
Last year was
100%.
But the Eagles Packers was on. Oh, they was on the.
That was Friday night. That was that Friday night game in Brazil.
I'm talking about that Thursday night game. Oh yeah, that third. I mean, you know what? I could see us beating the Friday night game, or we could be the Thursday. Well, again, we could be the Thursday night. Jaden Daniels is like the top selling jersey or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we all right. So let me take my statement back. I'll be real with you. Because of Jaden Daniels, we could be opening night. We could be the open night, but because it's because of Jaden Daniels. Because I think he's the rock star of the league right now. It's just like RG3. We had RG3. It was the same way. We were like the rock star team of the
league.
We were the rock star team in the league.
Man, also I think we're going to get this game in Spain against the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are the home team for the game in Spain. I think that's going to be us.
That's possible. I think. Look, we're all I'm telling you, we that team now because of JD5.
No, we're going to be all over prime time. And we're getting an international game.
So to your point, to you and Paul's point, you know what? I'm going to detract my statement. And I'm going to say, retracting my statement, I'm going to be like, I can see us being definitely open tonight. But it's not it's because of JD5, though. And the Eagles. The Eagles winning the Super Bowl and JD5.
Man, I am going to be a wreck. I'm going to be a wreck for like 2 or 3 weeks if we're playing the Eagles opening night.
That would be in Philly,
I'm going to be absolutely a wreck.
It would be in Philly? Yeah, definitely.
Because I'll tell you something. We better not no-show the first game of the season if we're playing them. Or there's going to be more hell over it than a little bit, to quote Bum Phillips.
It'll be a good matchup, but they might save it for a huge save.
Deluxe, my hope is we play the Eagles in the middle of the season and then play them late in the season. I don't ever want to play division games the first 4 weeks of the year.
Do not mess with the burgundy and go everything. I love it.
Hey, Paul, I want that game too, Paul. I'm ready for football again. Like football.
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. Do I want that game? Yes. Like, I won't lie. I'm just like, I ain't gonna lie. Would I want that? Yes. Would I want that ASAP? Definitely. Deluxe says, will the NFL put a pivotal division game week 1? Damn, that's a good question. That's a
good
the
point,
other matchups
Deluxe.
you
I mean,
talked about.
I don't ever like opening with division games.
Damn, that's right.
And
That's
there's been years when they've done that.
You know what? He's right. He may be right.
Yeah.
He may be right. Because they like having him at the end of the season.
Yeah, they do.
And they like it. We had the Giants in the second game.
I mean, I don't like it when they backload him either. I kind of want them spread out, but I don't ever like playing division games in the first month.
We had the Giants in the week 2, right?
Yeah,
we had the Giants week 2.
I think Deluxe is right. I don't know if we getting that game quick.
Probably not.
That's why you're right. I ain't gonna lie to you. Deluxe, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, but we could get. Damn. We got Denver on the schedule.
Let me pull it back up.
Oh gosh. Yeah, we got to have Denver because we're playing the whole Western Division, aren't we?
Yeah.
That game.
We get Denver
quick. Yeah.
I got it right here.
Oh yeah, Bo Nix against JD5. Two great quarterbacks. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you get Denver.
That's a prime time. That's a prime time game. That's a prime time game.
Yeah, Denver's supposed to be a home game. So yes.
Yeah, that's a prime time game. I'm not saying it's opening night. But that's a prime time game.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we did Monday night. Back in the day, the NFL does it differently now. It's not like that anymore. Because back in the day, we weren't getting divisional games at the end of the schedule, end of the season like that. It was just mixed up. Now they bunch them in the end of the season. Now they did that on purpose. Back in the day, they didn't do that. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Damn.
Oh, you're right, Deluxe. I would prefer not to play the Eagles week 1.
George, like I ain't trying to play early.
George said, I don't want to play in week 1.
Oh, one early. The game will be the first Monday night. The KC game will be the first Monday night game. Oh, you think our game? Oh, now we're doing schedules. Y'all trying to predict schedules now? Y'all just doing too much right now. Y'all trying to order the schedules?
That'd be an interesting Monday night game.
That's definitely prime. JD5 versus Mahomes is definitely Monday night. That's not Thursday night. That is definitely Monday night. That is Monday night. Truth be told, Broncos Commanders probably Thursday. It's a Thursday night, Sunday night. Sunday night. Thursday night.
Yeah, I like
Sunday
it.
Night.
I like it.
No one KC. That could be a Thursday. That could be a Sunday night game, actually. That could be Sunday night. Case like Mahomes versus that could be a Sunday nighter. That could be a Sunday nighter. Dang. You ain't lying. I'm trying to think about that. Yeah. See, y'all have me thinking. Now you got me thinking. Dang.
I was gonna say we're gonna this pregame show that we do. We're gonna be having a lot of 6 and 7 p.m.
I ain't gonna lie. The pre and post games are gonna be. We're gonna get a lot.
Late night.
We're gonna be some late nights. We're gonna have some late nights.
Yes, there is.
We're gonna be some late nights. Hey, so I'm gonna start with
I agree with Grant. I think the Eagles versus Chiefs will be the opener. Truth be told,
I think so too. That's a rematch.
Man, the Eagles might curb stomp them again if that happens.
I mean, I think they're gonna be motivated. Andy Reid losing to his former squad. I know he hurt. I know he's gonna think something different.
Ooh.
Andy Reid's too smart, man.
Like, get a cheeseburger after that one.
That's a good one. All right, so Glen, start with you. After watching the game, man, what did you realize about this Commanders team's chances of once holding that Lombardi trophy? Like, what did you?
I thought the Commanders had a good chance if they would have gotten to the game with Kansas City. I think Washington could have pulled it out. Like I said, I agree with AI a little bit. 24-14. I think Jaden Daniels would have carved the Kansas City Chiefs up. I think Kansas City would have been able to get a couple touchdowns with maybe to Travis Kelce, maybe Xavier Worthy with a long one. Our secondary has been a little bit suspicious all year. Show up, don't show up. But I think on that big stage, Jaden Daniels will let everybody know why he was a Rookie of the Year and the MVP, in my opinion.
So I'm asking a different way for you, George. Like, after watching it, what did you come off thinking of watching the Super Bowl? What did you come out thinking about the Commanders' chances of winning the Super Bowl down the road?
Oh, down the road?
Yeah, down the road.
I mean, the thing is, we got very close in the sense that we got the championship game, but it just watching how good that Eagles roster was and what they did to a quarterback who, let's be honest, unless something really terrible happens, is going to be getting a gold jacket.
Right.
Probably is going to get a gold jacket anyway. It made me realize that we've still got so much work to do in terms of getting this roster where we want it. And that, yes, I have confidence in this administration to do it. 100% I do. Peters, Dan Quinn, this coaching staff. But we've got a lot of work ahead of us. So I was trying not to think of, oh God, if we'd have made it, how great, and we could have beat the Chiefs, because we didn't get close to beating the Philadelphia Eagles. It was more
fair.
like the resolve. It's having the resolve to say, it's this organization having the resolve to say, okay, we know what our weaknesses are. We're going to try to fix all of them. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. We're going to turn a lot of this roster over again. I've said that before on the show. So my confidence is that yes, we can win it next year. We got a lot of work ahead of us to do it.
So yeah, so for me, my thought process is like, yeah, we got to get past the Eagles. I agree with that. Like, but I do feel like if we can get to the Super Bowl, we're going to win the Super Bowl. That was my thought process. If we can get to the Super Bowl, we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at, like mentally. It's just about getting there now. It's not about just like, getting there, what's going to happen. I think we get there, we're expected to win. That's what, after watching that game, looking at the climate and of the AFC, and knowing where this team is going, if they make the right moves and adjustments in the offseason, the draft, if they take advantage, or if they continue, let me put it this way, and if they continue to trend this upward trajectory as we've seen in the offseason and the draft that they've been doing so far, I feel like, yeah, we'll be expected to win. Right. Not just go, but win. Because I feel like we'll be better in the positions that we need. Defensive line, secondary, and an additional cornerback in the secondary. That we can move Mikey to the nickel. And just, better, maybe some youth, from some extra youth. Well, I would say McGee having a year to get right, because I think the regime is very high on him, and I like McGee too. I think McGee can be really good. So I do think that, watching that Super Bowl, I was like, we're not far. And like Glenn said, if we do certain things, even against the Eagles, we're competing in that game, and we're not getting beat. They're not putting 55 on us. You know what I'm saying? So like, I came off looking at it like, damn, like, shoot, we used to compete. Like, the Eagles beat us bad, like, in the champ, but we turned the ball over. But throughout the season, the regular season, we competed with that team for like the first week we played them. The first time we played them, we were winning most of that game till the fourth quarter, to the end, like the mid part of the fourth quarter when Saquon went off. And then the second game, we won. The last game on the road, we get blown up. We turn the football over like 100 times. And like, we competed against that team, for the majority of the season, not the last game of the year. But so I'm looking at that situation. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm like, we get to this situation, we're winning the Super Bowl. That's how I look at it.
Right.
We're getting to the Super Bowl. Oh, all right. Now what's that? Deluxe. The only reason I say like moving Mikey, this is what, like, I want you to see if you can vibe with me for a hot second. I do want to say this. I prefer Mikey on the outside too. So this is not me throwing shade to Mikey. I'm just saying, you play three corners, you playing with three corners anyway. But if you can get another cornerback, say you get all right, not if we're gonna get him, but like, I'm a Michigan fan, like Will Johnson out of Michigan, right? Put him on the outside. You can move Mikey on the inside. Then you can't, because you can't. The reason why I say get a cornerback, because you can't rely on Lattimore to play the whole year. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not something you really truly rely on.
Yeah.
So if Lattimore does go down, then you can just kick Mikey back on the outside, and whoever you draft or whoever you sign can just be outside as well. You know what I'm saying? Then you just gotta have another nickel, like Noah, because you can still sign Noah, and Noah could be your fourth corner and make him your nickel for that period of time. Yeah, I'm just saying that you could, because of Lattimore's situation, because Lattimore you can't really bank on in terms of being healthy throughout the year, so you got to kind of draft accordingly or sign someone accordingly to that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. But if you're telling me Mikey's an outside, definitely. But I'm just saying if Lattimore goes down, then Mikey, then you got to kind of change things up. So that's why I'm saying get a cornerback who's top tier, who can play outside, and then move Nike inside. And then if that injury happens, you can always kick Mikey back outside. I watched him in Michigan. He can do both. He's good inside. He's good outside. So you said you move Mikey. You're taking it all. Depending, like Carlos, I'll give you an example. Not really, because in certain packages you can still have Mikey as the number one, as the number two corner. Like when they go two wide receiver sets, you keep Mikey in. Carlos Rogers, I'll be real. Carlos Rogers for the Niners did the same thing. Like he played when when they went 2, he was outside. When they went 3, he was inside. Mm-hmm. So you can do Mikey would still play like all snaps. I'm just saying, like, get a rookie corner who plays outside. That way you can have Mikey go. You can slide Mikey on nickel, and if they go 2 set, put Nike outside. That's all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We talking about Mikey playing this and that, and Wole had him traded out of here for Myles Garrett last week.
If we get Myles Garrett, he can go. Like, I'm not lying. I'm consistent.
Yeah, you're consistent.
I'm consistent. I love Mikey, and I like Mikey more than a lot of folks. Yeah. It's just that I'm just telling you, like, we talking about a generational player, Myles Garrett. I'm not going like, dude, I don't care who. Man, come on, man. Give me Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett and Lattimore is even 10 times better. We're not even worried about, man, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Ball better be out of your hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. You better be out your hands. God forbid you blitz on his side too. You're getting free. You're getting free. You're getting free. They're dumb. Teams game plan for one dude. Nah. You shift your whole O-line for this dude.
Yeah, you do. You make sure that.
I'm telling you, they're not taking Lattimore for Myles Garrett. I'm not going to lie to you. The injury history is too real.
Yo, if they take Lattimore for Garrett, man.
But they did though, bro. Deluxe. They did.
Adam Pierce GM of the year already.
Deluxe. I'm taking. I'm for that. I would definitely offer Lattimore. Over. I would offer it, but I know they wouldn't take it. Oh, did they? Oh, they agreed to a race? Oh, snap. Lowell Lyles and Tyreek Hill agreed to a race? Ooh, I gotta see that joint. I gotta see that.
I don't know. Tyreek Hill wants to come to Washington.
I don't need Tyreek Hill.
Everybody wants to come to Washington.
I don't need Tyreek Hill.
I don't need Tyreek Hill either.
I don't think he's good for, like, I like Tyreek Hill a lot.
He ain't good for the locker room.
Yeah. I feel like when they're building here, I don't know if you, and again, I don't want, and this is the thing, like, you got a number one. You got to build, like, that's just too much in terms of infight. You've seen what AJ Brown already. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, you don't need all that.
Also, the way Tyreek Hill put his business out there like that is not the best either.
Yeah, but I think they need a particular type of dude. Like, you don't need to overpay another cornerback, another wide receiver. I think we said that already.
Yeah.
Like, I love T. I love T. Higgins. I don't want T. Higgins. I don't think we need to bring T. Higgins here. And I love T. Higgins. Would I be mad if we got T. Higgins? No. But do I think we need T. Higgins? No. I ain't giving no 3 first-round picks, though. I don't know. 2, I don't know. That's a lot, dog. That's a lot. Yeah, I mean, he's worth it, but it's a lot, though. I was just saying that one. I know what you. I'm with you. I know what you're saying.
If they don't make a deal soon,
man,
and they dig in, and Garrett digs in, the price is going to drop. Like,
right.
You might be able to get him.
The Browns might be on Travis Hunter watch.
If you get to camp.
Who?
Browns.
Get who?
Travis Hunter may fall to the Browns.
For who? Wait, time out. For what first rounder?
I'm saying if the Browns dig their heels in and Garrett holds out, the price is going to drop to get.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to. From what I read, for all the reports, they're not going to take a trade that's not worth his value.
Well,
they're not. They need. Do it.
They got to realize something. If Garrett holds out on them, which is what's going to happen,
he's going to hold out.
They're going to lose the leverage big time.
They're going to look. He's going to get, like I'm telling you, he's going to get a first, 2 firsts, or if not 2 firsts, it'll be a first and a second. That's what's going to get Myles Garrett. It will not be just 1 first rounder. I'm telling you that it will not.
No, I tend to agree with you, but if the Browns are going to be, if the Browns are going to,
he is definitely digging in. He's digging in. Definitely digging in.
Yeah, no, Garrett sounds like he's ready to hold out and do whatever it takes.
He is.
And that's going to make it tough for the Browns.
But the Browns are. all reports are the Browns are willing to do the same thing. They said, screw it. You'll just sit. You'll just sit. For what I heard, almost not as bad as Trent, but bad enough. Garrett is going to move for a first and other picks. I agree. It's not. They aren't getting. Yeah, two. Oh, you don't think a 2, 3 first? They don't get some. They can get 2 first. They may not get 2 first. I'm saying it's gonna be. If it's not 2 first, it's a first and a second. I don't think you'll get like a first and third or something like that. It'll be a first and second. The second is at the least. The second is the one. It's a first or second. If they get a third, then they're getting 1, 2, 3 type of thing. But maybe spread out in years though. Tyreek is not getting traded for a 5th round pick ever in life. He's too dynamic of a player. He changes the whole team. He's not for a 5th round pick. He's not. And I like Stephon Diggs. He's not. No, that's not a thing. So if we're gonna do this with it, we're not gonna play video game. We're gonna play fake mat. We're not gonna play like fake fantasy football. We gotta be real. Tyreek Hill for a 5th round pick. Come on, man. Hey Glenn, what does AI say about Tyreek Hill's trade value? Does it say he can get a 5th round pick for him too?
No, I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh man. So,
I agree with what you said that you're talking
exactly.
about.
That's why I said, yeah, we could definitely do that. We could definitely do that. Shoot, 29-32. Yes, because we go be in the back of the bus now, man. We train from the back of the bus now. We can give a first rounder for him for real. It's going to be a first and third this year, and the first next year is the starting floor. Yeah, because especially we're drafting because we're trading from the back. I mean, we're drafting from the back. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna have to give up more than just that first. It would probably be a first and a first for real. But if you can do a first and second, and then try to trade for Crosby, try to give up something else and get Crosby and what's the name? But look, you know what? AP gonna be aggressive. So what am I talking about? He's gonna be aggressive. So I've heard the reports they're going to be aggressive in the offseason. But also, I mean, truth be told, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If he doesn't like do a big mega move and tries to build his team from the draft, I trust him there too because he's drafted well. So that's one thing, you know what I mean? Like I ain't doubting nothing he's done. Like I doubted like Olamide, and he had some good games. I've doubted a lot. I've doubted who I doubted Austin Eckler, and he was fantastic. I didn't doubt Zach Ertz. I just believed in Zach Ertz. Who else? I doubted somebody even thoroughly, and he kind of surprised me. I'm trying to think. Marcus Mariota. I doubted Marcus Mariota.
Oh.
Yeah, I trashed Marcus Mariota, dude. I trashed that dude. Like I trashed Marcus Mariota.
Well, you were like disowning Olamide. You were saying Olamide wasn't even Nigerian.
I mean, for most of the season, he really wasn't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, I got a love-hate relationship with him. So it's not like I've completely changed my mind with him. But he had a couple games that kind of made me say, you know what, you can have Jollof rice. And it was some games where I was like, no, you can't come to the party at all. So we're in between. I'm in between with him. That's all. I'm in between with him. Yeah, Rams got Von Miller for a second. And I would say, Myles Garrett at this point in time in his career may be better than him at that time. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. And he was good, though. He was good. Von Miller was good at that time. But he wasn't like this dude still dominating. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, Myles Garrett gonna get that one. I think he's gonna get a one. He's gonna get a one. He's gonna get a one. He's gonna get a first. I don't know which first he's gonna get, but he's gonna get a first. But we can get him for a second or third. Shoot, we didn't fleece him. But it's gonna have to be a place that he wants to go to at the same time too. When looking at OZ throughout the Philly year, look at Atlanta. Yeah, he had a good year with Atlanta. But I look at OZ in terms of last year, and he had a lot of bad plays, but he also had some good plays. He had a lot of bad plays too, though. He had like a lot of bad plays. Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Real talk. He had more bad plays than good plays, but but his good plays were really, really good. Like that. He had one really special game, that Eagles game, We had a real special game where I was
Wole had to go single full screen and apologize.
Yeah, I almost kind of let everything else go, but then he brought it back with that dumb play against the Cowboys where he just dropped that touchdown.
Oh.
I was like, yo, you just he could like no Paul. I'm trying to be real nice. Yeah, he definitely can go, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
I know a lot of people
Paul,
say
most of that receiver room saw except for Terry and Luke.
Why
say
you keep
goodbye
saying
to all of them?
You really see George? You keep saying Luke. I don't know why you keep saying Luke for some strange reason.
Because he's a new draft pick.
Deal. Yeah, he's on a young deal, so you got to keep him around.
Oh, okay, that's why. Because I'm saying
he's a draft pick.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't hate Luke, so I went from disliking Luke, like I hate. I went from like saying like he's just like disliking Luke to saying like, oh, okay, I saw some good things, but I'm never gonna be a point where I'm at with Luke where I see something like special with Luke because I don't see anything special with Luke. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I think
that's fair. Like if he wasn't a draft pick,
yeah,
that wouldn't matter to me.
Because
he's
I feel like
pick,
not you, George, but I feel like a lot of people like I'll be on these timelines. I mean, like these feeds, commander feeds, and people keep mentioning Luke, and I'll be like, dude, if his name was Jackson or Williams or
right
that or Mim or Dax Mim, y'all wouldn't care about this dude because his name is McCaffrey. Is the reason why y'all care about him. Because y'all would say like, what has he done? A lot of y'all would say, what has he done? That's what a lot of folks wouldn't even say anything about him. They would say he needs to step up. They wouldn't say nothing about opportunity. They say he needs to step up because his name is McCaffrey. Everyone's saying like, yo, I can't wait to see what McCaffrey going to do. And I'll be like, bro, he went to Rice. What are we doing here? He went to Rice. He went to Rice, and he went to Rice, and he wasn't even frying. He wasn't even like he didn't even get 1,000 yards in Rice. Like, what are we doing? Like, really? He's a project. Hopefully, and I hope he does pan out. A lot of you not. I hope he pans out. But I'm saying, like, don't, folks, not you, George, other folks.
No, I see. I'm
just saying, like, just like pump your brakes. Like it's like the folks who talk about Bronny, LeBron James kids. Like, oh, he's a second rounder. Like, Bronny ain't supposed to be good. Like, real talk. Like, Luke McCaffrey ain't supposed to be great. He ain't. In terms of where he was drafted at, school he went to, stats he put up, he ain't supposed to be great. He could be a contributor. Yeah, it's different. He could be a contributor, but he ain't supposed to be great. Question: how much do they re-sign? Oh, De'Ami Brown to De'Ami Brown for if they re-sign him? I don't know, man. De'Ami Brown better not be asking for a lot of money. That's all I'm saying. So it depends. It's the balls and it's how bad De'Ami Brown wants to be here.
Right.
Let me put it this way, because he did, like, yeah, he had a great postseason for real. But it's about, that's not going to move the needle in terms of him being here, like, or not. It's about if he wants to be. They like him, obviously. They like him. The coaching staff likes him. This is all about how bad you want to be here. But you can't get paid number 2 money. I don't think they'll pay. They're not going to pay him number 2 money. Maybe somebody else may overpay him, possibly. I don't know, but they're not. But I ain't gonna, if I'm De'Ami Brown, if I'm going to leave Washington, I'm going to leave Washington for an elite quarterback. Because at least where I can get an opportunity. Like if the Chiefs wanted to say they wanted a wide receiver. If I'm pairing me up with Mahomes, sure. If I get an opportunity to play with somebody like that, or Josh Allen, somebody like that. I'm not going to a situation where like this dude is worse than Jaden or not even close to Jaden. Like if you're going to go somewhere that's close to Jaden or better than Jaden. That's it. Like you don't go anywhere. Like don't go backwards because you won't look good. Like Jaden will make you look good. Deluxe, here's a number 3. He's a number 3 wide receiver or 4 that contributes on specials. 2 to 3 Brown, 2 or 3 of Brown, Crowd, OZ Crowder will be back. 2 of the 3. Oh, okay. Who? Are you talking about? You talking McCaffrey?
McCaffrey.
He a 4. He's not a 3. Let me be nice to y'all. I'm gonna be real with y'all. He's a 3. He's a 4. Who contributes on special teams. I wouldn't even put him at 3. You don't improve a position room by adding a 2 and losing 3 to 5. 3 to 5. I agree. Gotta have Ertz back. I agree with that. Gotta have Zach Ertz back. I think you gotta have Ertz back and then sign a younger corner. Well, you know what? You gotta have Ertz back. You already got a young dude. That's what I'm saying. Like folks like Ben Sinnott or Ben Sinnott, whatever y'all want to call him. Y'all like him enough that sign Ertz and hope that he is the one to showcase himself next year. Because everybody keeps saying Kyle Pitts, and I love Kyle Pitts, bro. I want Kyle Pitts personally. I just love his skill set. But I've been like, you know what? And I've been like, I'm not gonna argue and beat that one to a drum because, like, Kyle Pitts got to show that he got to be the Kyle Pitts that I need him to be, and he hasn't yet. But he has all the physical ability. But if we keep talking about we want to see more Ben Sinnott more, right? Then you know what? Have him like it's his time to show up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's his time to show up. That's how you build your younger players, right? George, you're saying something that you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to be. Just don't bring back John Bates.
Yeah, I don't like Bates either.
We want more Bates in it.
Is he a free agent?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't bring him back. He don't need to be used. You're right. Just draft it. You can just draft it.
I hope they bring back Ertz and draft another tight end.
That could do that. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
A blocking tight end or a play. What you mean, a blocking tight end?
I mean, either or. I mean, the thing that bothered me about the whole Ben Sinnott can't block is that there were at least 2 or 3 instances during the regular season where he threw great blocks.
Who said he can't block? He can't block.
No, that's why people were saying, well, why isn't Ben Sinnott getting in? Well, he can't block very well, so that's why Bates kept getting on. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know there were at least 2 or 3 times this year where Ben Sinnott made like great blocks on a play and sprung a big run for somebody. So I don't get this, Ben Sinnott can't block stuff. I think that's baloney. I don't know why Bates got in as much as he did this year. It didn't make any sense to me either way.
Paul said, what if it's not Ben but Cole replacing Ertz? Cole ain't replacing Ertz. I know.
They need a veteran in the room. You can't.
Yeah, and I like y'all know I like Cole Turner, but he ain't replacing him. He's not. He's not. And real talk. Zach Ertz and Jaden Daniels have too good. Their chemistry is too good for you not to bring him back.
Yeah,
there's too much of a comfort level.
That's what I want to say there too. If you look at it, there's been 2 people on this team that's been Jaden Daniels safety valve. At the beginning of the year, it was Austin Eckler.
Yeah. And
then when Austin Eckler got hurt, it became Zach Ertz. And those guys, and when Noah Brown really got hurt, it became Zach Ertz. Noah was there for a little bit. He would try to throw to Noah, but Zach Ertz in the second half of the season has been that guy for Jaden Daniels.
He's gonna have. Yeah, I agree with you. You said Ertz, right? Being a guy for Jaden Daniels. You said
Ertz, yeah. But if you look at early in the season, in key situations, Jaden Daniels was going to Noah Brown. He was going to Noah.
Yeah, he was. He was going to Noah Brown, but he don't need to come back though. He's too hurt.
No, he don't need to come back.
But you're right though. He was though. No, real talk. He was though. All bias. I'm taking my bias out of it. Yeah, he was though.
He was.
Facts. Real facts. I'm not going to hold you. That's real facts. I thought you talking about the future. I mean, he got to show he can block better. I'm gonna be real with you. He's gonna have to show he can block better. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah.
Cole's gonna have to show he has to block. He can block better. If he can show that, then he'll have a job here. That's the truth. Bates will be. I mean, you can bring back Bates. I mean, I don't care for Bates, but
Bates got used in patterns way too much, and he had a big fumble and a couple of big drops.
I mean, that's who he is, though. Like, he is who he is. But I get what you're saying. Like, he can't block. Like, he can't block. I'll give you that much. He can't block.
Dotson is a legit number 2 in what universe?
No, I think Grant you off, and he's not a number 2. Like, he barely was used in Philadelphia for real.
He barely used. He dropped balls in Philly.
Hey, I'm saying this, and hey, Grant, I'm gonna be real. I actually like Dotson too. Like,
I like Dotson as well.
Like,
he didn't fit the system.
I mean, I feel like they didn't give him a real chance, but that's neither here nor there.
They gave him a chance. I don't think they saw what they needed from him in practice.
I think they just have the guys they like. That's all I'm gonna say.
He wasn't a blocking receiver, and we watched this
That's
year.
Fair. If you gonna say he's not a blocking receiver, that is fair. That is the
Washington.
Truth be told, Glenn, I think that was the only issue. That was the issue. It was nothing.
Well, and allegedly he was sulking. He was sulking during camp.
I mean, he couldn't block though. If you look at the dudes that they kept, all of them blocked.
I mean, all you gotta do look at Terry. Look at Terry touchdown against
Detroit. Yep.
Look at Terry's touchdown against Detroit. Those guys were blocking on the field. Even Luke McCaffrey.
Luke can block.
Luke can block.
OZ blocks. They all block. That's why it's wild. It's gonna be wild to see a receiver they try to bring in because like that dude gonna have to block.
Yeah,
That's the funny part.
And not a lot of screens.
Yeah,
they run too many screens
for
receivers have to block.
Yeah, and not a lot of wide receivers like to block. It's gonna be wild. That's the wild part.
So
that's the wild part. What did we say? Paul said Eckler can go. They need to get a fast receiver though. They need to get my guy from Glen's part of town. That's what they need to get.
Oh, they need to get Travion.
Yeah, they need to get Travion. I ain't gonna hold you.
I can say a lot to you. They need to get Travion.
They need to get Travion. I'm curious about what they tell some of the fringe players to work on now that the coaches know the players. That's true. I'm curious too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Behind AJ and Smith. Yeah, but he was even what, man. Look at his rookie year last year. I mean, his second year last year wasn't the greatest year.
John Dotson was doing a lot of cardio in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but I will say this though: you gotta look at you saying behind AJ and what AJ. Yeah, fair. It's a fair point. Yeah, but here in Washington, he just didn't fit what they wanted. But I'm gonna tell you for real. Like, I feel like if you're telling him, you're telling me, is he better than OZ? Yes. Is he better than McCaffrey? Yes. He is. Even he better than Diami. I'm gonna be real with you. He better
when both of those guys were hurt, they still weren't going to Dotson.
Yeah.
Both of those guys were hurt in games.
Remember I told you though about. Remember what I told you? He wasn't physical enough. This is why I agree with Paul.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul.
This is what.
Thank you.
But this is what I would say to that George though. For real, I said this. I'm being real. Jalen Hurts only look at two people for real though.
No, yeah.
So that's why I'm not going to knock him for that. He only look at two people for real. And you saw when he was forced when they looked at him on that play because that was designed. That was a one read play. It was for Jahan. That's what happened. They reportedly really like. Yeah, they do, man. They do. So what does another year do? Oh, I think McGee gonna be good. I'm not sure about Hampton because Hampton's playing a new position. They're moving him to linebacker, so I'm not gonna act like Hampton gonna be great but I think McGee gonna be good because you watch him at linebacker at Temple. He was a killer at Temple. So I feel like he's a killer, and you learn under Bobby Wagner, and they like you even in the pro level. I think he's gonna be really good. And I trust Dan Quinn and his eye more than I trust Ron Rivera and his eye. So I do think McGee's gonna be really good. Diami showed he was going upwards, so I believe that Diami should be better because he got utilized more. But I have a bias there. I just like Diami a lot, so I don't argue that. Go ahead, Glenn. You was going to say something?
Yeah, man, I like Diami, but I'm not sure if he's gonna be there. I think Diami wants to cash in.
I don't know how much how much money you think you're gonna get, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if he's smart,
brotherhood is really gonna be tested. If it's really for the brotherhood, you stay. If it's for the money, you go.
Well, I'm gonna say this, bro. Like, you better look at. I mean, you gotta take care of yourself. So I'm not gonna carry it. Like, you gotta take care of yourself. If you can get a cash in a big day, if somebody gonna overpay you. You gotta take it. You gotta take it. You be doing yourself a big disservice.
You do a disservice.
Yeah, for real. Like, so I'm not gonna clock somebody money. But if I want longevity in this football game, if he's gonna leave, like I said, you gotta leave somewhere that's better. That is a better situation than having JD5. Yeah. And there's not a lot of situations like that. So I'm just keeping the real. Like, that's just
Cooper Kupp. Has to be. Look, hey, Grant, Cooper Kupp's injury prone, man. I don't want Cooper Kupp over here.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you. I like Cooper Kupp a lot. So I'm not that person.
Too much injury, man. Too many injuries.
The injury thing scares me where he's at now in his career. But
because he's starting to get
he's starting to injure out like crazy. So that's the only thing. If Cooper Kupp wasn't injured, bro, I'd be with you because I think he's a perfect fit. He's a perfect fit because he blocks. Cooper Kupp does block. No, this is facts. He blocks, and he runs them intermediate routes, and he's just a demon on the route. Like, he fits. He does fit. So I'm not going to even act like. But it's that injury thing. It's like, why would you lose draft picks for a guy? But they're not going to cut him. They're going to try to trade him, right?
They're going to try to trade him. I think they're trying to trade him. I don't think he becomes a free agent.
If he's a free agent, though, it's a whole different monster, though. If he ends up getting cut, that's a whole different monster. Yeah, agreed. Jalen only looks at Brown Smith. Yeah, and tight end, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's what he does. It's not Jalen, that's what he does. You can just watch a game. Just watch a game and you'll see it. Let's see. Deluxe. I'm trying to read all y'all comments before we close the show out because we're going to close the show out. I think fans are evaluating Diami's value more than GMs are. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's what I'm saying. I don't think it will be that expensive. I agree with you, Deluxe. And I'm pro Diami. I agree with you. Diami is still 1 year. Yeah, I got you. I agree. Deluxe, I actually do agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, if
I think Diami is not going to be
deal, I
expensive.
wouldn't mind bringing him back.
I think Diami is not. I mean,
deal.
Diami's going to get a pay bump slightly, but it's not something true. Like, I agree with him. I agree with that. Let all receivers in the NFC and did he really? Damn. I mean, that's something his agent can use, but that's a stuff his agent can use. But I don't think that's going to really, move the needle. But you know what, guys? This has been a dope show. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? We getting closer to I can't wait to the draft.
Yeah.
That's what I can't wait for. Or free agency, because free agency will be first, right?
Yeah, March 12th.
Yep. Can't wait free agency.
Combine 27th through the 2nd.
Yeah. So we can talk about those signings because hopefully we got Myles Garrett by then, trades and free agency.
Hey, it's another.
I want that the trade gotta happen soon. I don't want it to be like right by trade.
And let's not forget you got DJ Reed out there too.
Yeah, I want DJ Reed too. So I want a lot of play. I would prefer to have honestly, I prefer to draft. I mean, I won't lie to you. If I have to trade, then I'm losing my first to get Myles Garrett or Crosby. But if I'm not trading, if we get the number 1 pick, I wouldn't mind like getting a cornerback in the first round, the first pick, or a edge rusher. I would be all right. I'd just be all right. I wouldn't care about getting whoever. Good games, but Noah Brown did in Dallas had monster games. Noah Brown stays injured. That's why I don't need Noah Brown. He fits the track record though. No knock on Noah Brown. He just fits the track record. He just stays hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, Paul, I think we do a free agency live show. I'll take
that. Yeah, definitely, bro. Come on, man. You know what time it is.
Yeah.
We'll pull up. You know what time it is. So yeah, I don't think Noah Brown. Money should be Noah Brown. I don't care for Noah Brown. I think Noah Brown was getting glorified for the Hail Mary. So, but I think he had some good, like George said, and Glen said, he had some big catches though too early.
Yeah. But
he also had some drops too. He just how we criticize like folks. It's wild how we are as a fan base though. I won't lie to you. It's like we choose who to go at. Like so I was sitting back and watching Noah Brown. Like Noah Brown be dropping some passes, bro.
He dropping some balls.
He be dropping some passes.
Dropping balls.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I get it though. I get it. He was, but like to Glenn's point, definitely. JD trusts him too. So,
yeah.
But I said that, like I said, JD trusts. I said in precinct, JD trusts Diami too. It's just about getting him on the football field. He finally got on the football field. And you saw how much he trusted him in the playoffs. When you need dudes, he trusts. Obviously, he's gonna trust Terry, but he trusted Diami just as much as he trusted Terry.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say the way he aggressively went at Diami was even bigger than Noah. The time when people talk about Noah's good game, because you're gonna only glorify the Hail Mary. Like I don't think other than the Hail Mary, like did Noah even get close to 100 yards receiving, like non-Hail Mary?
Nah, I think the most he had like was 85, 70, 77.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And somebody could pull it up later, but I don't think he's ever even got close to it. So It is what it is. We'll dive onto that later during free agency show, man. So it is what it is. But anyway, folks, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast platforms. Just search all Burgundy and Gold Everything. Also tweet us at ABG_everything. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_everything. And folks, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to our All Burgundy and Gold Everything YouTube channel. Just search All Burgundy and Gold Everything. Also, like this video. It does well for the Commanders algorithm. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all for pulling up. Anyway, you've been listening to All Burgundy and Gold Everything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia, for ages. Deuces. We are out.